Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to be looking at using our vinyl stair nosings at the top of a staircase when the vinyl is going in the opposite direction. So for this particular job, we actually had the wood nosing that is on here that was not level. So you can't see it from this angle, but that front nosing piece was actually higher than the flooring behind it, which would mean that a gap would be created, especially right on the edge where the flooring is going to connect. And that is a recipe for disaster with vinyl plank flooring. You really need to make sure you have a level surface underneath, especially on these situations where we have a really small lip that is going to be installed in place. So that's what we are doing in our preparations. When you are thinking about doing your vinyl, ideally you want to do this nosing first and then actually continue the vinyl in the same direction as the stairs. Our vinyl is made out of the vinyl plank flooring, and so the nosings do have the same clicks as the vinyl because they're made out of the vinyl, and so you would be able to simply click the next board on and continue. However, there are situations, whether it's the shape of the flooring up above, that customers have chosen to do it in the other direction, or situations where the customers have already installed them before they've reached out to us, that we're going to end up having to do a nosing like this. This isn't a problem. We just need to make sure that we've really prepped the surface here. Ideally, we'd have even a larger space for the nosing, but again, on this job, we're working with what was already in place. And because they have a beautiful straight edge on here, we're simply going to go ahead with this installation. You've seen here that we've used a lot of adhesive. This is a PL Premium with the extra bonding that we have. This is the same adhesive that we use on the rest of the staircase. And we want to make sure that we have lots of it on the nosing itself. And you also saw us adding some into that connection between the boards that are already installed and the nosing. Yes, when this is slid into place, it will cause some of the glue to squeeze out on the top. This is not a problem. This particular adhesive has a much stronger bonding to the back of the vinyl than to the wear layers. And it also takes up to 24 hours to fully set. So you do have a good amount of time to be making sure that this is completely cleaned up and good to go. And we would much rather have that extra adhesive squeeze out and know that we are bonded between those boards than to not have enough in place. So we are quite comfortable doing this cleaning process after we've put this in. You did see the installer make sure dry fit multiple times that this is going to be perfectly level, knowing that there's going to be people that stand just on one side of this or the other. And we want to make sure that there's no gapping underneath that would allow when somebody steps for one side to go higher or lower than the other. That is truly the key when you're doing this. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for failure. In this case here, we're now going to be adding some really strong tape in place to hold this nosing really, really tight as the glue bonds. As I mentioned, the adhesive takes 24 and sometimes even up to 48 hours to fully cure. And so we need to make sure that this is being held really, really tight. In some cases, we have used this adhesive straight on the vinyl. That is not the problem here. But because we are going over top of this connection, this point where some of that adhesive still might be coming up and out, we don't want to be putting the tape right on the vinyl because it might get stuck to that adhesive. So you can see here, we've opted to just use a little bit of cellophane or a clear plastic. Again, we've gone with clear to make sure that we can see that connection point, that we're getting a nice, strong, tight connection that's being held by this tape. Again, while we tell our customers that they cannot use the stairs for 24 to 48 hours, we understand that these are homes and that sometimes there will be mild amounts of use. And so that is why we like to make sure this is in place to make sure that everything sets accordingly. If you have any questions, please make sure to throw them in the comment section below. Please hit that subscribe button and you can check out our other videos. We have lots of tips and tricks about all aspects of installing vinyl on the stairs. And if you'd like us to make you some nosings out of your vinyl plank flooring, please make sure to reach out on the website at stepupvinyl.ca. We'll see you in the next video.